Okay, that's fine, buddy. You can't reach the table? Where's your Spider-Man chair at?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's my team right there, buddy. Is your food good? You starting to feel a little bit better? Anything else I can do for you? Oh, watch your table, buddy, before you knock my beer over. Stop moving the table, boy. Oh, gotcha. Watch out, back up. Back up for a second. I'm gonna do this.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports.
Doing like this.
In today's matchup, we'll have to watch the guys up front. The Raiders are top 10 in total sacks.
Scoot your chair back,
against the Jags team that will need to deal with that all game. With that, let's get shots of Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
All right, buddy, you put your feet back up on there.
As we welcome you to Oakland, California. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Oakland Raiders. Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Guyton. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They're halfway home, looking good at a perfect 8-0.
And not much to complain about so far, is there? I'd have to say they're the best team in the NFL through the first half of the year.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, we're in November now, so this is where you really need to settle in, start getting down to business.
Baseball, they talk about the dog days of August. November, these are the dog days of football, trying to get in position for the big push.
This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They'll be led out by their quarterback from Central Florida. It's Blake Bortles.
I don't care how many accolades you had in college. There's no such thing as a can't-miss quarterback. But Blake Bortles has shown in his time in the NFL that he's a guy that you can build a team around.
Really? He showed that.
They come up in an offset eye. Now a first carry for T.J. Yeldon. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now look at the starting unit, and here's to you, Mr. Robinson.
Oh, I like that one. Allen Robinson, I love coming out of Penn State. Everyone kept telling me he's not fast enough, and I kept pointing to the film and saying yes, but he catches everything. He's definitely a threat.
He ain't no threat. All right.
On second down, here's Yeldon. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of 2, now third down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you?
What's up? You make it feel like you got to throw up? Don't force yourself. Just chill out. If you get sick or something's wrong, if I don't hear you, wave your hand in front of me, please.
Right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line, but how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
A first down carry now for Yeldon. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Quickly now, the starting 11 for the Oakland defense.
A former first-round selection, Bradley Roby, is comfortable whether covering in the slot or outside the numbers.
What's up?
Now Bortles throwing on second down. He's going to air one out. He's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Well, they certainly didn't waste any time throwing some deep passes here. But the defense, it wasn't unexpected. They told their secondary, be ready. You're going to be tested all night by this team.
So incomplete on second down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd.
Now we go now. 390.
From the gun on 3rd down, Bortles. And he finds Julius Thomas. Getting 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
It's a pickup of 19, and that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down. Bortles now on first down. Caught out left side by Robinson. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Now Bortles will give to Yeldon. And here he'll get it down to the 7.
Yes, sir.
So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. He went backwards there 8 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. Now Bortles again. This is Yeldon on the dump off. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
Bortles gives to Yeldon on the draw. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
There is no doubt that Geno Atkins is really strong and stout at the point of attack. But I love his suddenness, the ability to make plays, to be in one spot, and then he's gone. And into the offensive backfield, he's a heck of a player.
And there, a big TFL, tackle for loss.
Hard to believe.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Their big-bodied receiver. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Oh, such great concentration. They're going right up against the side of the end zone, but able to get the feet in bounds.
There are so many things that go into that catch, and you just mentioned the concentration, being able to catch the football, get your feet down in bounds, hang on to it all the way through the process of the catch. That was a phenomenal play.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They come out here in the eye. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Now Manuel. And able to find Conley. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. And the quarterback is actually split out wide there in the Wildcat. Now they try the right side here. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And they'll run it here. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the 1st as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. Trucks through it.
Oh, man, right through it.
And he's got the 1st before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. At the end of 1, 7-0 is our score, and we're back to Oakland after this. Ready to go now in the 2nd quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Now this time they look to throw. He sets to fire deep. Touchdown, Raiders. Their dangerous wide receiver with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying.
You're not playing with that.
A sensational one-handed grab in the end zone for the score. Looked like you at the Davis Turkey Bowl over here in the backyard in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, you're so kind. That's definitely in my mind. But how about this? They always tell guys going after the ball, the receivers especially, you got to have a single-minded obsession to go get it. How about going up with a single hand and making that happen? I don't know if it gets much better than what we just saw there.
And they'll get set here looking for the two-point conversion. And now here's a carry heading left. And this play is not going to work. He stopped short of the goal line, and this will remain a 7-6 ball game. So what do you think the mindset was there? You can tie it with a PAT here first half. Why go for the lead right now?
The old school mindset says if you have a better team, you just go ahead and continue to try and dominate. There's also a school of thought, if you don't think you're quite as good, you have to try and take advantage of opportunities. And finally, I just think this is analytics coming into the game. Someone saying the more you go for two, the better your chances are of actually getting them.
They'll start out on the ground. It's T.J. Yeldon, and he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
They go play action for Yeldon. Now it's Bortles. Going to throw right side here. Complete. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw. Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. On second down, here's Bortles. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Former Super Bowl MVP Malcolm Smith. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Oh, that shit looks so good. That's good.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They'll come up now in the Wildcat package. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And that formation won't yield much here as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
2 plays in a row, the defense won, stacking up the running game. They've got to feel good about themselves, but something has to be in the back of their minds. Are we being set up for something big? They've got to be careful.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Oh, you saw it coming. It's intercepted.
Oh, my God.
Across his body. A great read, and it's picked off. And they're going to...
And threw right into it for an interception.
Last time out.
And now they have to just make sure they're cognizant of not trying too hard for interceptions. Once you get one, it makes you a little more antsy to try and get another one. Now they got to be careful of double moves, different things like that against them. But they like the momentum that they've begun to build.
We'll see if they can keep that momentum going. Yeldon, the lone running back. He's going to get the football. And he stopped immediately there.
Flag on who?
Holding offense.
Yes, go.
So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play. They'll come out in the pistol. After the penalty, it's Yeldon. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. He's brought down that time by a couple of Raiders.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Yeah, every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Looking right sideline.
Look at this shit.
And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
Everything about that play was beautiful. A great corner route where the receiver worked the defensive back inside and then broke back to the outside to the corner. But how about the throw by the quarterback? Anticipation on the break from inside to outside. He threw the football. As the receiver turned around, the ball greeted him.
Now Bortles throwing on second down, surveying the field. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm, incomplete. Now it's third down. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
He's got time in the pocket. Great protection. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
And the 2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last play before we hit it.
Yeah, they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. Back now. As I search for my cue card here, there we go. Coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis from our first half of play.
Well read.
Oh, thank you. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line.
This offense is in rhythm now, just accumulating first downs and moving the ball downfield.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Finding time. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. That's caught at the 1. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that is going to set up third and goal. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. And his kick here is good. But there is a penalty marker down. They might be forced to try this one again.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
And this is going to be roughing the kicker, an inexcusable penalty, Charles.
You worked so hard to hold him to a 3-point kick. Now you're giving him the ball again with a chance for a touchdown.
flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense.
You suck tip in my dick.
So you heard the word. This is a neutral zone infraction.
Yeah, the defender wanted to try and get back after he had jumped, unable to do so.
They'll try to punch it in with Yeldon. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all.
They're right there at the one. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
Bortles to throw on second down. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Julius Thomas, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars add on to their lead.
And that lead is now 7 with a chance to go to 8 or more if they want to get crazy here, which we don't expect. But I just know the way the game's being played with the analytics, there's going to be a lot more going for 2 in a lot of situations, isn't there?
Yeah, there's going to be. And I think their focus here, they don't want to give up anything going into the lockers on the other, and just a little bit of time left on the clock.
Yeah, they don't want to do anything to erase the good feeling they have right now by getting this late score in the half.
Now Jones. And not a bad return here. He gets...
So is Jones back here? And why is he back here?
Out to the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you...
And that's caught.
And he's gone.
35. All the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Raiders move back within a couple of the lead.
Yeah, touchdown. I love it. Now it's only a 2-point game. I know it's the first half, but you got to think. Go for 2. Tie it up. Go into the locker room. What are you doing? Come on.
You're bold. You're bold.
It's real easy to be bold sitting up here rather than down there and making that decision.
We don't have to make those decisions. Either way, little time left on the clock here in the second quarter. We'll see how this all plays out. Now Manuel will throw. Goes right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out. And I guess that makes up for the earlier missed 2-point try here to get them to 14.
Yeah, that aggressiveness, it reminds me a lot of when basketball first adopted the 3-point shot. And people were starting to realize that 3 for 2 was really starting to work for them. In this case now, maybe the 2 for 1 is coming into play in the NFL.
The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And welcome back, the offensive unit. They took the timeout. And now they get set to line up as we resume action. Shotgun now for Bortles. Caught out left side by Robinson. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On first down, Bortles. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. that late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it attack? The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Malik Jackson in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Manuel. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Here's Manuel. He's going to take another shot here. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Their big-bodied receiver in the final seconds of the first half. And the Raiders have taken the lead. So they're able to break the tie just before halftime. Now they just don't want anything crazy to happen on the ensuing kickoff.
Yeah, they want to just add the extra point, get the kickoff taken care of, and get to the locker room with the lead that they fought so hard to get.
Yeah, I'm winning, bud. Right?
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14.
You want the light on?
So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders.
There you go.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So, geez, they don't even want to let their guys get a drink of water. All right, third quarter, let's get to it. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Now this time he'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 35. That one goes for 38 yards. And it'll give the Raiders a first down. So deja vu all over again. Another good week. And sometimes maybe, because the defense doesn't look that bad, maybe this is just good offense beating good defense in his case.
I like that because we always want to point out that there's a breakdown or someone made a mistake or there was an error. Sometimes it's exactly as you described it. Sometimes they just made better plays. And that's what he's been doing for the last 2 weeks. Someone's got to find a way to cover this guy. Otherwise, he may set some records.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Complete to Amaro on the right side. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Go figure.
And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to rifle one. He rifles one. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, trying to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back 1 pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They begin with a run by Yeldon. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
It's a big play for the Jaguars. 40 yards on the ground.
At halftime, you had to feel like the defense had to be in a good position. They had to feel good about themselves. They'd had this guy boxed in all game long, but after that run, that might be the breakthrough that he's looking for. Now they may have some difficulty dealing with him the rest of today.
Bortles going to give to Yeldon. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Here's a give to Yeldon. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Throwing on first down is Bortles. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. Call it a gain of 3, and that'll make this a second down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
From the gun on third down, Bortles. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's fourth down.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. And his kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. A decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they do inch a bit closer.
Yeah, still lots of time to go in this one. Take the points, move on, and let your defense try to get the ball back.
And he'll probably wish he reconsidered here. It'll cost him 10 yards now with a new rule as he's down at the 15-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
No gain, and it's second down. And quickly, they get to the line. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead,
he's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you actually threaten guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job. Finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
And our attention turns now to T.J. Yeldon. And after a sluggish start, he's really bounced back. The numbers bear that out.
And you're a baseball guy, partner. How many at-bats over the course of a baseball season?
Oh, boy, 4 in a game.
Yeah, about the 4 in a game.
4 times 162.
350 or so, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a guy to get going. That's my point. It's not the first few carries. You don't worry about that. As they go along, get that guy lathered up, get those blocking assignments down. Those 2-yard gains turn into bigger gains as the game moves along.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he...
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. T.J. Yeldon, his 11th touchdown of the year. And once again, the Jaguars are back out in front. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious.
And that's caught inside the 35. A big play that time for the Raiders. 51 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
2nd down now after the incompletion. So this is not the QB here. They're going to do a direct snap out of the Wildcat. Now a handoff as they run left side. That one good for 10 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football.
Back now in the East Bay. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
Let's go!
And a cut. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Jarek McCannon, his 2nd touchdown of the season. And the Raiders have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
And now the Raiders will face an important 2-point conversion attempt here. Now Manuel will throw. And he'll get into the end zone to make it a 5-point gain. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Malcolm Smith in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Bortles to throw on 2nd down. He's got time. This is Yeldon on the dump off. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for 3rd.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So completion on 2nd down, that brings up 3rd. Bortles, and he finds Julius Thomas. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks.
Holding offense.
So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
He's going to look, and at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. They get 31 yards that time. And the Jaguars are going to have a 1st and goal. And with this guy, I don't know that you're surprised when he has back-to-back games like this. He just keeps excelling.
What I like about him is that every year, he doesn't settle for being one of the best in the game. He tries to make himself better. Almost like those great basketball players. I remember hearing about Kobe Bryant wanting to add something to his game every offseason. Magic Johnson, what do I need to work on to get better? Michael.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. T.J. Yeldon, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Jaguars have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. And how about that, giving us our fifth lead change of the game? It's been back and forth.
No doubt about it, and right now, they're ahead, but they can't relax at all because if we've had 5 lead changes, I'm kind of betting on a 6.
Yeah, we might see a 6th. This will be caught at about the 5. And he will not get there. He comes up short. And they're unable to push this lead to a field goal as it'll remain a 1-point game. Tyreek Hill on the return. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Illegal blocking the ball. Return team.
They'll toss it to Coleman. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down. So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's second and long. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now Manuel. He's going to let this one go deep. He's got a man complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Their dangerous wide receiver with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Raiders have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. And that score gives us our 6th lead change of the game.
Are we back on the playground on the seesaw?
A little seesaw battle,
right?
Yeah.
Up and down, up and down. What a game we've watched here.
It's been fun. They'll look to throw. And it is incomplete, so they can't convert for 2. And now the lead stays at 5. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Terrence.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they wanted to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues.
False start, offense.
So this offense really needs to make something happen here late in the fourth with the football. Shotgun now for Bortles. Caught out left side by Robinson. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Again, they'll throw with Bortles. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Bortles again. Surveying the field. Still back there. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Here's Brad Nordman now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. They have the lead, still a one-possession game, but the defense got the stop. They've got the football now, just salted away, right?
Exactly. That's all the defense is counting on from their offense. They did their job in a big way. You know they're over on the side.
Down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Corey Grant, 96 yards. And the Raiders add on to their lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Shreds the tackle, and he is into the end zone again. So get him some oxygen. He scores on the long run and then punches in the two-point conversion for good measure. And so they run it in on the two-point try. And it's so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the two-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the two-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for two. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And marching back out there now, the Raiders defense gets ready. They're just hoping for more of the same. Last time they forced the punt that led to a score.
They flipped the field essentially, and that's what you want to do as a defense. Make sure that you put your offense in a great position to run their offense and put the ball in the end zone. That's exactly what they accomplished.
They accomplished that last time. What will they accomplish this go-around? Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Give him 22 on that one. And it's good enough for a Jacksonville first. Throwing now is Bortles. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Bortles to throw on second down. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. Bortles now on first down. He's got time in the pocket. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
And his throw here is incomplete.
Illegal forward pass. Offense.
And the QB steps over the line of scrimmage. That's an illegal forward pass.
And that is so rare because at the different positions, you have to know different things. Wide receivers have to know where the first down line is. Quarterbacks almost always know where the line of scrimmage is.
Bortles to throw once more. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. The reception good for 7. It's third down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Throwing his Bortles on third down. third down pass falls incomplete. T.J. Yeldon, the one he was looking for. And that brings up fourth down.
And there's a good opportunity to just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Bortles got to have this one. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Into the red zone. It's Bortles. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. They come out 5 wide. 3 of them to the right side. Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. Can't find anyone open. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now.
Holding. Offense.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Again, it's Bortles. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. One final try now for Bortles. Finding time. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by David Anderson. And that will write a finish to this ball game. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Raiders, the train just keeps rolling. 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Black Hole celebrates. The Raiders are winners here as we say so long from Oakland.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. We're on to the divisional round now. Two teams are on the biggest game in sports. The Patriots going up against the Raiders. So with kickoff straight ahead, we'll check in with
Whoa, no.
Here are Brandon Guyton.
Just be respectful of the headache. And it's a playoff game. I'm trying to keep myself from getting hyped unless I have a real good player. And I try to keep it down then.
California. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game. And we've got a great one in store between the New England Patriots and the Oakland Raiders. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
So here come the Patriots to take over on offense. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
That's right, Brady retired. They ain't got Brady no more.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll get across the 20, but only to about the 22-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Let's discuss this offense now, and Julian Edelman, very good player.
Has really developed into a terrific slot receiver, and a lot of times he would be the primary receiver. Still mad coming out of college that he's not a quarterback in the NFL. He takes it out on the opposing defenses.
We got that fog out there. And the crazy plan out.
And to give this time to the tailback. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards. And we take a look now at the defense for the Raiders.
Geno Atkins is an absolute force as a defensive tackle. Forces every offense that he plays against to alter their game plan.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old time.
It was clinking.
Football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
So it'll be first down here after the run.
I fucked up and the shit worked in my face.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
Get that picked up. Oh.
Wide open, Julian Edelman. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who can make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good. But when it comes to the running game, the New England Patriots, they're one of the few teams in the NFL that I don't think care much about balancing things out.
Last year, to your point, 5th in passing yardage, number 30 in the run game.
What they want to do each and every week is make a game plan based on their opponent, not so much their own personnel, and they try to attack that way.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. shotgun. He'll look to throw. And he's got an open man. It's Gronkowski. 18 yards there and a first down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Backing up. He's going to take it. And this is called.
That nigga didn't even do shit back here.
Danny Amendola, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Patriots drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that that was part of their script, because so many teams script their opening possessions and deeper into the half. Sometimes it's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there where they call a shot play. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
And he gets it to make it 7-0 Patriots. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a New England touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Now they'll run it on the toss. A beautiful fake. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play. They ran it and picked it up.
Touchdown, Oakland. Amari Cooper, 62 yards. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long, man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
That's good, baby. I like the crab ass too, man.
So they're going to go for 2. It's Coleman here. And he'll get in. And they take an 8-7 lead. Well, they got down 7-zip. They said, we'll go for 2, one up you, and they take the lead.
How about that for a little risk-reward, right? If you don't get it, you're only down a point. Let's go ahead and make a statement in this ball game, and that's exactly what they did.
Are you down? Are you down? Do. You alright, buddy? Get the blanket off your head so you can breathe. What? Oh, you alright, alright. You alright over there? You feel warm up? Alright.
the touchdown. Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
He's got time, and he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. On 4th down, Colton Schmidt to punt it away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. This is taken at the 18. Oh, 360.
That's cool,
Excellent work on the run back there. 33 yards. And the Raiders will take possession. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They've got to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out. Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and they ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Not an ideal spot to be on 1st down, but I love that the play caller did not immediately abandon the running game and say, okay, we've got to throw it in order to pick it up. Stayed with the run, was rewarded with a big-time pickup. Now they're in 2nd and manageable.
They'll come up now in the Wildcat package. Now a handoff looking right. Oh, look at the juke. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Ready to go now in the 2nd quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. And now here's a carry heading left. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
So often you hear defensive coaches talk about we need all 11 on every play in order to be a good run-stopping unit. And sometimes it starts to sound a little cliche. But did you see the free safety on that play? Knifing through and running down the ball carrier. A huge, huge play. And when you have a free safety that can run like that, you've got to turn him loose. After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Will the defense dial up the pressure? Let's see. 3rd and 11. Here's Manuel. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. Now Manuel. And that is caught.
Let's go.
Raiders. Their big-bodied receiver from 19 yards away. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Wow, talk about a big 4th down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense, and you give them credit for going for it and having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before and realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well.
else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
They'll set up a throw. Throwing left side, he's got Gronk complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed, I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
Back to throw now on 1st down. Looking for Gronkowski, and it's intercepted.
Let's go.
By Travis Carey.
Naturally, we're going to say it was a poor pass, but the defensive guys say it was just a great play by them. They broke on the football, picked it off, and gave some momentum to their team.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
Man, like this, I'm about to do.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to try and go deep again. And this is caught by Cooper for a Raider touchdown. Amari Cooper, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Raiders add on to their lead. Now, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
And on the ground they go with the run. And this play is going nowhere fast as he goes down. That one might need to go back to the drawing board as they fail on the 2-point try. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. But look now at the Oakland defense as they get ready. And the interception the last time they were out there ended up leading to a touchdown.
So the only thing they didn't get really was the pick six, because that's what everyone wants. Take it immediately to the end zone, but their offense capitalized on the takeaway and turned it into the 6 points they were looking for.
Yeah, set them up pretty, got the touchdown. Now they're back out there defensively. They'll give it to him right up the gut. Taking it right down Broadway. 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New England. A great effort there. 75 yards. And the Patriots are able to strike quickly for 6. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Charles, I know it's hard when line bullets are flying, but you cannot keep your hand up around the face mask area.
It is absolutely inexcusable nowadays. We talk about target areas all the time. You have to aim lower so that your hand doesn't get involved in the face mask.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. They'll look to throw here on first down. Going up top. And the defense has it. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different colored jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. And they hit the home run last drive. 1 play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description, because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
And on 2nd and 10 now. They'll set up to throw. Over the middle, Julian Edelman. It's complete. It'll be a gain of 4. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Well, there really wasn't much there, but a completion is a completion. A tough 3rd down awaits them.
Gronkowski, slot left. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
And definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken at the 23. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And now Oakland ready to take the field. Now, last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Looking and nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown.
Oh,
well, they
wow.
have the yards anyway, so they're going to decline the penalty. Extra point attempt to follow here. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. Here's Manuel. He's going to rifle one deep left side. They've got his man complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Amari Cooper saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They go play action here on first down. Goes right side, complete to Gronk. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
They'll set up a throw. Surveying the field. And it's incomplete.
What? Oh, this like real life. Y'all cheating.
Defensive holding, Charles.
And defenders will get away with as much as you will allow. The 5-yard mark tells the officials where the line should be drawn.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Brian Orakpo in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. And there they bring pressure from the inside, and they get home.
Yeah, hard to block everyone, isn't it? And on this play, someone did not get blocked. He's the one who got home.
Over the middle, it's Amendola. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. He'll look to throw. And he's got an open And it's Gronkowski. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. He'll drop to throw. To the right side, and he's got Edelman. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. On the slant, he gets it to Gronkowski. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. Back to throw again. Amendola catching it left side. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is caught. It's Edelman. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Julian Edelman, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Patriots are within an extra point of tying this one up. And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half.
Well,
there's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, whether they want to let their return guy touch it.
So that drive goes 8 plays, and it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. So out come the Raiders. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Wide open, Amari Cooper. The 20, 10, 5, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Amari Cooper, as the first half is winding down, and the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front, and now see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this 2nd quarter. And they will line up now for the 2-point try. Now Manuel will throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. And this is secured by the Patriots. A 2nd quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things, and it won't come back and hurt them later.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And the Raiders pick it up. So it's on to halftime in this 8. And okay, so much for our halftime. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you termed that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay, but more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. He hurdles him.
Should get a gold medal for that one.
Down the numbers. There he goes. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Corey Grant, 75 yards. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage game, didn't they?
Yes.
Right? They saw the blitz coming. That got to him a little bit, but they leveraged it perfectly and found not just a crease, a gigantic hole. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
And they'll get set here looking for the 2-point conversion. And they'll run it here. And this time they'll be stopped short of the goal line. He might have been out of gas after the long run. In any event, the try for 2 fails. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board.